Okay, this is our second video, lesson 25, practice set. We have 2/5 times -3/10 equals 1/2. You're going to have to get a common denominator for this and get your fraction of 8/10. When you cancel out the opposite of -3/10, which is +3/10 on both sides of the equal sign. 8/10. Now we still have the x, which is not isolated, so we have to get rid of this 2/5 by dividing both sides of the equal sign by 2/5. And when we do that, this cancels out and finally isolated our x, but we have to have 2/5 canceled down with 8/10. And when we do that, we get 2/5. We cancel and we get 2/1. Okay. B, 2⁴ times 1. 2⁴ times a +3 equals 5/14. We're going to have to isolate the x. We're also going to have to look at both sides of the equal sign. And what is it we're going to try to get rid of? So we're going to have to subtract and get 1/14 here. But we still have to deal with the isolating of the x. We are not done. We still need to get rid of x by, and we're not done until we get x by itself. And so we are going to make a subtraction out of this. We're going to cancel. And when we do, we get -2/63. How? Because when we cancel out, we get 2, and then 7 times 9 is 63. Of course, 4 goes into 14 3 times. And 3 times 2, 6. But that was one before we canceled, okay? So that's how you can also get -2 on the denominator over 63. Practice set, second lesson 25 video. We're in problem C. This has decimals. 1.2 equals -1.4 plus 20x. Of course, we know that x needs to be isolated. So we're going to ask ourselves, what is being done here? If it's multiplication being done, then we're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide. If it's division being done, we're going to do the opposite of that, and we're going to multiply it. 20 is being multiplied by x, so we will divide. That will undo and isolate. This is different because it's over here instead of over there. And you know, it's the same thing no matter which side of the equal sign these things are on. They'll swap it up sometimes, but you can always put it how you need to do it to make it easiest for you. D. 0.7x minus 0.4 equals 0.16. The opposite of negative 0.4 is positive 0.4. And we're going to put it on both sides of the equal sign. And when we do that, we will be adding. And you're going to have the x still unisolated, so we will divide 0.7x by 0.7, and we will divide 0.56 by 0.7. 7 goes into 56 8 times, so the x is isolated and it equals 0.8. Let's stop the video, and we'll start again for the next part of lesson 25.